Patriots. Jeremy, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I know you're a we're doing great, thank you, but I know you're a high energy guy. Are you an even higher energy guy this week and even, the Friday before the opener? There has to be a little extra juice and just energy heading into, or even anxiety heading into that first game of the year.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. We're always high energy, and I'm very excited for the first game of the year. It's always it's like throwing that first punch, and you just got to get it out the way. And there's what comes with that too, some anxiety as well. But it's all in good faith, just because you've been preparing for so long. And you just want things to go so well for the guys and have success for the community and everybody. So yeah, I can answer that with wholeheartedly. It's a lot of energy, some anxiety, but all in good fashion.
Man, we're parents. We work long hours. We need energy drinks to get through our day. Jeremy, doesn't sound like you would even possibly need any sort of energy drink or caffeine. You are just a spark plug out there. And I think your unit it's great. Good vibes, high energy, and I think your unit feeds off of it as well. And as we get into this first game, one of the challenges that you have, one of the tasks at hand, is working with a rookie kicker. Are you happy with where Rebilas is right now, and are you guys fully confident that, let's say, going into week 1 against the Raiders, expected to be a very tight game, your guy can get it done anywhere you ask him to?
Of course, excited as heck to see Rebilas go out there. All our guys, even Ashby, our rookie long snapper, and it's a challenge, right? New guys and new opportunities and new environments, and you want to see how they're going to react in these environments. And this is the first true test, so I'm excited. We're all back behind him. We got his full support, and hey man, we gave him the reins to take it over. He's going to get on the field. I'm not going to be on the field for him, but I got full confidence that he's taking care of his body the right way, and he's going to be ready to go on Sunday.
While we're on the topic of kickers, something popped up on the broadcast last night of the opener with the Eagles and the Cowboys. Apparently, and I wasn't really aware of this till they talked about it, there's been a rule change with the kicking balls. You guys are able to bring your own balls to the game that are prepared the way you like them. So question here. Will that really potentially benefit field goal kickers? Do you think we could have better accuracy or even longer field goals attempted? And what do kickers do to prepare the balls so that they're ready to go?
Yeah, I do think it's going to help the guys. This is a rule passed by a few of the teams, and it got passed. I'm glad it did. And it allows these guys to hit with those balls consistently. And there's a lot of different things. Kickers, man, our specialists, they're all around the league. They're all good guys, but it's just like anything, like a track runner, like that. They're a little over anal about certain things, and having the ball, I think it just gives them that little extra confidence of, hey, I'm hitting the same ball. I know how it feels. I know what kind of pressure it has on it. I know, the seams are. I just know everything about this ball. It's not a new one that they prepared. The NFL gave it to us. We handled it the right way. And I always say this throughout the week: those guys they're just consistently using the ball and making sure that it's the right feel and the right one they want on the field for the guys. And it's going to help, I think. I really do think around the league it's going to help all the guys. I thought last night you saw Jake Elliott for the Eagles, man. He was on fire, and I think it could be a reflection of having those footballs with them 24/7.
Yeah, as you know, obviously air pressure in footballs is a pretty touchy subject around New England, so it's good to hear that you got it on lock.
All legally, man. All legal over here.
all legal. No, although we haven't had a good gate or a scandal in a while, Jeremy. Not saying that we need one this season, but there's obviously a lot of work to do.
We just need to win games. That's it. Just win games.
That's it. It's all we're going to do. Show some energy, effort, and maybe a couple of dubs along the way. On the subject of the return game, how many? I know. Obviously, you couldn't have gotten off to a better start with Travion in the first preseason game with a 100-yard return to the house. How much might we see him back there? What kind of combos might we see? And I've also heard that some teams might deploy up to 3 returners on kickoffs now because of the new landing zone rules.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with this new dynamic kickoff as you get into year 2 is you're seeing that most of the guys back there are bigger bodies. They're running backs, right? Because and when you look at the play, it's like a 9-on-7 inside zone type of scheme. And so you need guys that can break tackles and break on tackles. So, yeah, I think you're going to see different combinations throughout the year, whether it's us and other teams. And you really want to use your backfield. I don't think you want to have a Marcus Jones back there who is a damn good punt returner, but you don't need him taking a bunch of hits from linebackers when he's not used to doing that. He's a nickel on defense, and he's a good punt returner. That's what he does for us. So I think you've seen the running backs in the back end. I think you see that around the league, and we just got to be prepared to see more bigger bodies back there, and then we got to be prepared to have a good rotation of guys that can do it for us back there, that we feel confident that can break tackles and get forward.
Patriots Special Teams Coordinator Jeremy Springer here with us on WEEI Afternoons on a Patriots Friday. Jeremy, your job is unique. I feel like, looking at it from afar, I don't know if you would agree, is you don't really know the cast of characters you're going to have sort of until that final cut down. Obviously, you're working with a ton of guys, 90-plus guys during the preseason, and, sort of guys are put on the roster for offense, defense, and then they're available for you on opening day in the kicking game. Does that create another level of sort of unknown for you? You're starting to figure out which guys are on your roster, your depth chart, and how you're going to deploy them?
I think, I bet it's like that for some teams. I think with the way Coach Vrabel has done a great job with us as a staff is he's always in communication. We're constantly talking about the team, the roster, and even through the preseason and OTAs. We're always in communication, so I have an idea what the defense and offense are liking, who they like, and so I can prepare my depth charts that way, and I can prepare for down the road on who we're probably going to have on the roster or not. So I would say some teams probably have that issue. I would say with the way Vrabel runs the ship here and the way he communicates, it makes my job a lot easier.
So, Jeremy, obviously Brendan Schooler takes over after Matthew Slater leaves a couple of years ago, becomes a team captain. Obviously, he's a team leader and a stud on special teams as well. How important is it to have that one guy that you can always depend on, not only just making plays, being in the right place, the right time, and and teaching the other guys how it gets done, and kind of being like a spiritual leader on the team?
I think you kind of nailed it. Is when you have a guy like that kind of paves the way and shows how to do it day in and day out consistently, you allow the younger guys on the team that are going to be playing for you on special teams to see how it's done. So, like, I'm a coach. Yes, I can scream and yell, and I can show examples on the screen. But at the end of the day, the players are the ones that kind of run the team. The players are the ones that give the examples. The experience on the field is what allows players to kind of come together and play harder. And so it's nothing better than having a guy like him show the way every day consistently, because now those guys are like, all right, I'm seeing how it's done. That guy's an all-pro. He's getting paid what he's getting paid to play special teams. I can make a name for myself doing the same thing. And that's what you need. As a coach, that's all you ask for. The players can help lead. They can help get the team together. You just help facilitate it, and you keep the culture strong, and you keep bringing the same message that the head coach and the rest of the staff's doing.
Jeremy, I want to rewind a little bit to last winter. Obviously, there was a change in regimes, head coaching change. You were here last year, and you're here this year. What was that process like? I assume you interviewed for the job with Coach Vrabel. Were you surprised you got it? Were you worried that you weren't going to be here? How did that all unfold in the winter?
I would just say this, in this profession, I'm always grateful to have a job. And I think you can't take this job for granted because one season you can be here, the next season you can't. And I was grateful to get an opportunity to be retained by Coach Vrabel, and I don't take that lightly. Again, I'm taking advantage of this year and this year only, and I understand that this year is the only year guaranteed for me. And I'm just grateful to be here right now and to get the opportunity. I'm hoping that I can do everything I can to stay here, continue to build a culture and build a team, win games, host NFC championships here, win Super Bowls with Coach Vrabel, and I'm going to take full opportunity. And again, I'm just grateful to be here.
And lastly, obviously there are the marquee names we know: Travion Henderson, Marcus Jones, Bryce Behringer, Brendan Schooler. But are there any guys that have sort of come on out of nowhere this year? Are there any new guys that we should kind of have our eyes out for in terms of the return game, gunners, tackles, or possible special team superstars?
I think we got a pretty a sound group of guys that I'm excited about. Jack Gibbons comes to mind because he's done a great job throughout camp, and that was a great sign for us. I think Marte Mapu, who's done a phenomenal job coming in, doing his thing. Del Pettis, a guy we had last year as a free agent, who's back with us on the roster, who's made his way and just continues to fight. And we'll see how this thing gathers on into the season, right? Because there's going to be guys that are going to show out. There's going to be guys that get injured, new guys pop in, and they continue to progress. And I'm just excited. But some of the new additions we got this year, Craig Woodson as well. I know he's starting at safety, but those things like that, I'm just excited to see these guys develop throughout the year, see which guys end up being core guys for me ultimately, and then which guys actually graduate to offense and defense, and they do their thing on that side.
Jeremy, before we let you go, I got to ask you, so we see the energy when it's targeted at football season, special teams, all of that. When you're away from football, when you get those few chances that NFL coaches do over the course of the calendar year, where does the Jeremy Springer energy go then?
Man, I tell you what, couple of things. I love to travel, so my energy takes me to wherever, the plane takes me to, whether it's Europe or it's, on the West Coast or something like that. And, if it's in town, I like to get around the community. I like to do community classes. So when I say that, I'm like, Barry's boot camp, a boxing class, a yoga class. I like to take my energy in those kinds of things and be around the community and just kind of like meet new people and just kind of do that. Instead of partying all day, I like to go to a yoga class or I like to go to a boxing class, something like that. So that's kind of where, as I get older, that's where my energy takes me.
Awesome. I love it. Appreciate you talking to us. We're looking forward to talking to you every few weeks as the season unfolds, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you very much. You guys enjoyed, and have a great season, all right?